The world economy depends on a narrow stretch of water, and that stretch is the Strait of Hormuz, one of Earth's most sensitive maritime choke points. Every time tankers enter this corridor, they carry not just oil and gas, but the energy security of nations far beyond the Gulf. This is the story of the Strait of Hormuz, its history, its economic weight, and why so many states compete to shape it. The strait sits between Iran on the northern side and Oman's Musandam Peninsula on the southern side, linking the Gulf to open seas. Through this route pass crude oil, liquefied natural gas, and vital cargo, headed toward Asia, Europe, and the broader global economy. What makes Hormuz so strategic is simple. The route is narrow, traffic is dense, and even small disruptions can trigger global consequences. Long before oil made headlines here, these waters mattered because they connected older trading worlds across Arabia, Persia, India, and East Africa. Merchants once moved spices, pearls, horses, textiles, and precious metals through Hormuz, turning the region into a powerful gateway of exchange. Because trade passed through here, Hormuz became more than geography. It became a prize for rulers seeking revenue, influence, and military reach. In the 16th century, the Portuguese arrived by sea and seized Hormuz, hoping to dominate trade routes linking the Gulf and Indian Ocean. Their forts and naval patrols helped convert maritime control into customs income, strategic advantage, and a lasting imperial presence over trade. But in 1622, Anglo-Persian forces pushed the Portuguese out, proving that control over Hormuz could shift when larger power balances changed. Even after empires rose and fell, the strait kept its value because geography did not change, and geography is destiny in maritime politics. Then oil transformed everything, turning a historic trade corridor into one of the most important energy arteries in the modern world. When people talk about Hormuz today, they are really talking about fuel prices, industrial supply chains, shipping costs, inflation, and national security. If traffic slows here, the shock spreads quickly because the strait connects Gulf energy producers to major importers across the planet. Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and Iran all rely heavily on exports moving through this route. Hormuz also matters for natural gas, especially for Qatar, whose liquefied natural gas shipments make this corridor critical to energy markets. That is why countries do not merely observe Hormuz from afar, they seek influence over it, because influence here creates leverage elsewhere. But there is an important distinction. Countries may border the strait and patrol around it, yet no country legally owns the passage itself. Under international law, Hormuz is treated as an international strait, meaning transit through it cannot simply be shut at one state's whim. Still, geography matters. Iran controls the northern coast, while Oman controls the southern side through the Musandam Peninsula facing the route. This is why Iran is often seen as having the greatest practical leverage, because it sits closest to the main shipping lanes. The Iran-Iraq tanker war of the 1980s showed how quickly commercial shipping in Hormuz could become vulnerable during regional conflict. More recent tanker seizures and confrontations reminded the world that Hormuz remains not just economically important, but politically and militarily fragile. When tensions rise there, oil traders react, insurers raise premiums, freight costs climb, and governments begin planning for possible supply shocks. That is also why powerful outside navies operate nearby, trying to deter escalation and keep merchant traffic moving through the choke point. For India, China, Japan, South Korea, and other Asian economies, stability in Hormuz is directly tied to energy security and growth. Some pipelines and alternate export routes reduce a little pressure, but none can fully replace the enormous volume that still uses Hormuz. So who controls the strait today? The answer is shared in law, contested in practice, and shaped by military presence and geography. No state possesses total legal ownership over the route because it remains an international passage used by the wider world. Oman holds the southern shore and plays a quieter, often stabilizing role in managing the wider environment around the strait. But Iran, because of its coastline, nearby islands, and military positioning, holds the strongest ability to threaten or pressure shipping. That is the real lesson of Hormuz. No one fully owns it, but several powers can influence it, and the world feels it.